Everyone, check them out. Check them out. I love that little dog. Come here. This is Dougie Fresh's pup. This is Drip. He's a crime fighting dog. Check him out, everybody. It's just a bite. If you got it, go smoke a cigarette. Talk about it. Oh, before I forget, you love Baby Jack. If you're into crime and mysteries and things like that, there was a really horrible crime on the world. My friend is covering it. I Am Pratt is the name of the channel. He's going to be having the family on now. How can you not love I don't know all the details of the case. I don't even pretend like I do. But it's very interesting. They're going to have the family on, and they're trying to put somebody away in the tub for life. My mom's in case. And here's the crazy part: is baths. She's forever. The trial is February. I don't like taking baths. It's coming up. So, yeah, I like to take a shower. Ooh, I got one. Baby Jackson needs a shower. You still relapsed after 12 years sober. Talk to Save Robbie. No, he doesn't. I'm just kidding. I didn't want to embarrass him. RX is here, yes. You don't even like RX anymore.
What's up, RX?
Phone is plugged in. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, yes.
iPad's plugged in. Cat's at the door. Everything's normal. It's a normal Thursday here. Normal. Take your hands away from him. He wants the squiggle in your February 14th, Delphi Murders on the ID channel. It's a new episode. Any more announcements? Jack stinks. If you have a hold of him, you got to constantly be rubbing on him. I feel like there was something else I need to inform you on. There's just a little to do. He's a teacup Pomeranian. He'll probably come to me later when it's totally irrelevant. He's a big teacup Pomeranian. Samantha, good morning. Morning barnyard. Really, I got him in Russia. He's a war hog. He's a mutant. I went to Chernobyl on business, and I found some animals, and I could not go back to the States without them. Oh, okay. Been there a few times now. I was about to say, I suck at that topic. I do. It's a hard fucking one. Like, being sober is a very hard thing. If you're going through it, good. God bless you. God bless you. Me too. I'm going through it. Fuck. I'm not 100%. I'm not. You know what I mean? Yeah, but my day is coming. All dogs talk all about it, how fucking miserable it is, and but maybe it's not going to be miserable. That's my problem. I already look at it. Like, I'm already setting this shit up in my head is going to be miserable. Maybe if I was fucking positive and like, this is going to be my new lease on life, I'd be excited for it. But the reality is fuck Amy May, they're saying like 80K. I've heard 80K, but who knows the truth? These are the moments in your life. I know someone donated thousands, but more importantly, you find out who the fuck you are and what you're made of. If I had a fundraiser, do this, you can do that. And people donated. Right? It's like a competition. Started wanting their money back. I'd say, sorry about you, my fuck. A little bit more. You donated to this cause. Here's your receipt. Here's your receipt of me getting it. I ain't got money to give you the money back. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, Diana, you got it like that? I'm sitting here scraping by one subscriber a day. Repressing the dreams and stuff. But yeah, anyways, I heard about that Indiana girl. No, I'm not. I had a big birthmark. Scares me to death, okay? And I freeze me to death. Probation, no. I'm going to pray for all the puppies and the kittens who are homeless outside. There's a technicality issue right now. We shall see. The homeless people go to fucking mission. Come on now. Yeah. Ooh, I just sounded like Beavis and Butthead. Did you guys hear that laugh? Thank you for asking. I wonder if I do that a lot. I know I do laugh a lot, like, and I don't even realize it. It's one of those things about myself. It's like gone. Everybody has something about themselves that they do. It's like cottage cheese on my fucking tongue, you guys. It was so disgusting, all right? It was like, I couldn't even believe it. I was embarrassed that I got a scraper from Dollar Tree and started scraping the fuck out of my tongue. I don't know if you got a shit off a cigarette and talk about shit. Oh my God, it hurt so bad. Before I forget, that is miserable. I don't wish crime anybody. That rush is a mysteries and things like that. Gets in your throat. Try to swallow. Really horrible crime on the world. It's more. My friend is covering it. I Am Pratt is the name of the channel.
Says Katie. Looks like a young man.
Going away. I don't know all the details of the case. I don't even pretend like I do. But it's very interesting.
And
They're
I'm
gonna
gonna tell
family
you what,
line
you can
and
ask
try
Easy
put
and my dad.
somebody
I have my
away
dad looking for that
for life on this case. And here's the crazy part.
I'm gonna say it
is
wrong because you guys know I'm fucking my heart.
the
In time
trial
pilot.
is February.
We cannot find that. Not even Meyer had it.
It's coming up.
Order it
Tag
online.
Scott
I'm gonna do that
Meyer.
today, actually.
Check
I'm
that
gonna
out.
order that in time just to have at night and put it on my lip always because I never want that crap back again. Oh God, guys. That's
Like
and
that, the
babies
12-year
get that. That
soda.
ain't cool, man.
Talk to
That
St. Robbie.
is garage
That's
smoking
it.
cigarettes and talking shit. I don't
They
even
don't
know
love
what
me
that
at
is
all.
rude.
They
How
don't
dare
need a fancy
you guys try to get
background.
that. I don't need it. What if you guys don't need it?
They
Babies
don't
get
fucking
thrust
need
all
it.
the
You know
time.
what I'm
They
saying?
have to deal with
They're
it.
trying to learn how to
want
deal with
to,
it,
but I don't think the baby get it that bad. I don't. They don't like my background.
to think
That's
the little
sucky.
baby
Yes.
gets
I really
rushed.
don't give a shit. My God, it's torture.
Neither should you. Let's not talk about the background.
Talk about coming in live. Yeah, well, kid, welcome to live.
Happy Valentine's Day.
If you're in America, yeah,
better.
everyone
Let me
thinks
so
it's all fucking
much.
great over
Pat.
here. Hashtag Pat, like
Oh.
hell. My mom,
Everybody's
Pat, she
busting
is the
ass,
apple of my
breaking
eye.
down
I
borders,
love Pat.
taking
She's good people.
You're a
Boats,
transhuman.
fucking
weirdo.
jetpacks, however to get over in this country.
That was
man,
very
it
fast.
sucks, all right? I was very uncomfortable. I was sweating. And I hated it. We got into her Impala and had to sit
Oil
like
pulling.
8
Got
hours
into
to get my
who?
balls in the parking lot. Okay, I
Pretty
did like here
rough.
from a distance
Right.
the concert of our life. I used to do it. Never
Yeah, I don't
again
have
will I do
patience for that
fucking
shit.
shrimps. I told you about the guy running through the aisles too. My sister tried to be nice and there and
squish
get
nasty
away.
shit in my
And
mouth.
go the fuck away. And oh my God.
No,
like I want to do it in the first place, much less for 20
Never
fucking
again.
minutes. And like the
Never
longer the better. I'm like, I
again.
can't breathe. I gotta talk and I gotta eat. I can't handle that. 20 minutes is a long time. I lived like 15 lifetimes. I got bad desire. Can you imagine 20 for me? No. But like I starved to death in 20 minutes.
I'll never do it again.
I'd have a snack
Probably
and eat
drink or something.
regular mushrooms. Still don't really like them unless we tried. That'll be the time like Royal starts tearing
I
up
do
shit.
know
Won't be able to yell,
that
like,
RX
blow
is
oil
military
out of my
man.
mouth. But that's all
I
I
got
like.
that.
Portobello fried ones.
It's on the
Really, I
lighter
don't like
side.
the little caps. I've been sworn to secrecy. I'm gonna try to make this makeup.
Where's your
last
phone
today.
call to St. Jude's?
Carolina. Yeah, the
Stop
guy
it.
came up to the
I-
bar, Michelle.
Come on.
I was like, I going on a little date.
Stay with the
Like,
program.
good morning. Okay, yes, Destiny.
It was like,
Mom, use your phone.
Alright,
I'm here,
somebody
guys,
does
but
what
I
I
want
want.
your phone because I'm tripping. I'm like, gonna steal the phone and take off.
Carrie Davis.
You know,
I
like,
was
so
so
much, honey. Look, she's helping us struggle.
Window,
We're
like,
like treat people. If you want to be a rock star
She's
in
like,
my
"No,
life,
fuck
that's what you do."
away.
Yeah, well, kid.
Donators
Welcome
to the
life.
time.
Run thank you, Terry. Everyone has
Yeah,
that.
that
Always
help.
goes to Carla. Is on
Yeah,
it. It's just a horrible night. Don't play around. Thank you, Carla. Changed her name. That's not. Stacy don't know about us. We ain't had fun around here in a little bit.
Okay.
We're talking about
Blue
scandals,
eyes,
all right?
do not like them,
Scams,
like
cons, and
them.
everything in between. You put mushrooms on my cheeseburger, honey. Not rich.
That's
Oh,
why
never
I
mind.
used to
Okay,
go
Carolina
to
Diamond
Minnesota
Production.
without the fucking
You
mushrooms.
always do. I'm the only
That's why
one
you're
a
a
rock
girl.
star around here. Crystal Q. Everyone hashtag Crystal. That's how you buy your way to my
I
heart.
started
Everybody.
making eggs the other day.
I was like,
hey.
Tag, she's a meth head.
absolutely. Someone
Did a
started
little
driving
drive-by.
your toast.
Ah,
Lord, Robbie. Little
Love,
executive, where
I love
you at? Robbie. Everybody
Oh.
does. He's the new king of YouTube. I'm not sure. Everyone has
Yeah,
say
there's
Belterra and shit.
Oh,
Why is that what you're wanting to do for
A little
New
German
Zealand? We're gonna do a
Shepherd.
panel. I know she'd love it.
that can be worked with.
It's expensive. I would. How many?
I don't have
Yes,
any
must
money,
love
like,
animals.
good ones.
However,
Like
I
animals,
do
like
have a
animals.
campaign through Matt.
She would
It's
like
pinned up
to
at
just
the
be
top
in
of the
middle
chat.
nowhere,
I'm
too.
trying to donate.
It's
I'm
in the
not
middle of
nowhere.
nowhere.
She's trying to
I
get
I'd
rid of
like
her
to
evidence.
raise and donations
And
at like
it's
$1,000, and in the next couple months, I'm at $50. So, hey, Tino! Oh my God, Mark! Look at these rock stars
That's
coming
disgusting.
through right now. And that's how you do it. If
Whoa.
anyone,
I
right
always
there,
told
look at
you,
her.
Ah,
Baby,
make her
Carolina,
like
the
500
mountain.
pounds.
Look at her. Everyone check her out. Carolina got in on that action. It's not a GoFundMe. It's
And a big
campaign.
worm
for
is out of her
self-donation. It's
nose.
like my own.
Pretends to be a ring.
Hunter
Mix,
Fisher campaign, and you get to see my mugshot and all that. He must suck in bed. He's made it this long and haven't gotten married. That's right. Indiana.
All that
You
shit
know
they
what?
stole.
And it'll give you all the details. You know me. I have all the receipts. If they did, I know what I'd say.
And you swear whenever.
I'm fucking
I'm
crazy.
not
on
where
her
I'm
face.
not.
No,
No,
man.
But something like this,
I know
really
exactly. That's what I just
you guys know I love
and read the
I have
description and all that.
almost a big one.
$50K people, dollars. You got $50K motherfuckers always trying to Let's see what it is. Some kind of advice, and I get pulled down at the collection, so I never know what to fucking do, which makes me crazier. Easily distracted. Maybe she had a comment.
Sober fun.
And
sober fun from a
She can't
non-trusty
receive
writer
right
and saying that with no
like
fucking
that
back.
dirty shower. Talking about your ass. Talking out of context. In the summertime, I was talking about
What is
you
this?
take a bath every day.
What is
Then
this?
we don't trust you now. You can't find
Fuck.
anyone with no kids.
Some
We
people
just
have
have it coming, and they just happen to be a mother. I don't know what this is. Look at that shit. It's packaged like this. You thinking me often, Gino? Oh, Gino, you love me when I was fat, so I will always love you.
What the fuck?
You were here back
Nothing
in those
good
days.
comes out of Ohio.
The ones who love
Who
me
are you
when I was
talking about?
fat, I love you guys more than anybody else.
Who's Jared?
Gino being one of them.
Okay,
Never
no
mind. Listen,
You're here
sit
through
on
it
my
all,
channel,
Gino.
And if you can
And there's
get
quite
quite
a
a good
few
from
of
the
you.
back, hit me up, email. Other than that, and not a novel.
And that's why
You
we're
novel
cool
writing
kids
motherfuckers.
table.
I love you all so
Circle,
much. If you
whatever
write
you
something
want to call
more
it.
than a fucking paragraph, I'm not reading that shit.
Hey, Vicky.
I can't
Oh,
read.
Vicky saying hello to all.
Kristen, keep it up. Damn it, read back. I'm
That's
trying
what
to
he
tell
said.
you
My
about
TV from
time
85%.
violence. Hashtag
Stacey
Kristen,
Gutenberg.
everybody. Somebody
Yes.
read back and tell me what Stacey Gutenberg said. Hashtag Stacey. Carla's
Email
on.
from
Carla
this guy
don't fuck
named
around.
Ben.
She's always in
He
first
suggested I
contact.
make a video about this
Tag
girl
C
named
down
Diane.
Shannon.
On the surface, looked to be like this vapid
Making up
daddy's girl, rich lifestyle, check out my jet YouTube vlog wannabe, right? Kind of like a female version of Bobby Misner.
Guess
Love
what?
ya.
Party. Now I get emails like this all the time, and 90% of the time they don't pan out. But this one I thought looked interesting. I took it at face value.
Gina
Made a video that I
snaps.
thought was funny.
Happy second
posted it up.
time here. You love it
And
so
since that
much. Make
time,
sure you hit the
Things have
bell.
gone a little bit of a madness. And there's been no shortage of people making sure to let me know in my comments.
Are you the same guy that tricks people into watching
YouTube
videos?
I'm not gonna believe you, dude. You got me.
One
All the tricks
time.
turning tricks on YouTube since 2008.
Do not forget to check out
This is actually ARG. Thank you for clarifying that. 2 weeks after it was already happening.
It's hilarious. This guy doesn't realize this is an ARG and that this is purely parody, making fun of people like Rice Gum, most who just advertise their merch.
Okay, first off, Rice Gum,
That's rent money, honey.
another
Tag
day.
7 by Rice and Melody.
It was an ARG.
I gotta have
Too bad because I didn't know either. So here we go.
You donate,
ARG is
you know,
interactive
chats
network.
or VIP.
Interactive network narrative is the real world. Transmedia storytelling.
And thirdly, this inhumane bullying has to stop, right?
I'm the one getting
I
bullied.
can't even leave the damn house. Now I'm getting bullied
Say
at the
this.
ARG is in my comment section. And you know what? The timing matters. At the time of my recording, there wasn't a shred of evidence that it was
Liar.
ARG. Only I
Liar.
found it 2 weeks ago. I said it became
I
evident.
tell you, hell no, I
Oh,
will.
wait.
There's none of that.
If only I had talked about the inconsistencies and highlighted them to be a parody in my last video. Same way.
Tiger pill
That's what she
addiction.
asked me. Other comments were talking about this maybe being a parody. So I got to thinking. I did a little investigation. FBI.
Why
I have
Friday?
a fraud to report.
What do you receive today?
Yeah.
I'm trying to make him help. God, man, this is an absolute fucking
40%
I
of you
never
or so
would've
even
questioned
made it that
anything.
far. So, statistically speaking, I can't even get rid of you for bullying. I'm saying,
Holy
let me
shit,
have.
Batman.
I'm sorry that I didn't know this was an ARG before there was a single shred of evidence. It was an ARG.
How much money are you in for?
Oh my God, please, buddy, honey. I'm rich.
And an entire community of ARG enthusiasts has sprung up on Reddit to follow this story
Oh
closely.
my God,
Stacy,
I've
also seen
my
other
heart
questions
right there.
I'm involved somehow, whether I got
You know,
voted,
why, where did I get it?
characters,
Hashtag Stacy. Thank you so much.
but
I appreciate it. Right there. Yes, so I know that. Just like that. There's lots of different
But seriously, we're gonna talk about the timing and how this has kind of unfolded from my perspective, and then look at what's going on right now. This thing is starting to ramp up pretty rapidly here over the past week. So before we jump headfirst into that, I have to give a huge thank you to Dollar Shave Club for being my partner for going on 2 years now. So I'm gonna do this
Tag video
epic
gamers.
sponsor transition and give you the lowdown on that. So due to my heightened anxiety as of late, for obvious reasons, I will not speak of. I gotta be honest, I let myself go day. I was looking like a side
Everyone has that
gravy just a few hours ago. But because of Dollar Shave Club, I was able to blow myself up into this whole ass turkey dinner you'll be holding in front of you right now. They have all of your grooming needs, oral care products, shower products, deodorants, and of course the best shaving kit in the game. Their Ultimate Shave Starter Set comes with their 6-blade executive razor, their Dr. Carlos scrub shave butter, in the post-shave too. I love exfoliating
Okay, shave moisture
stuff on your own hair. So I use the translucent shave butter so I can get that precision lineup. And then I hydrate with the dew. Right now you can get their Ultimate Shave Kit for $5. After that, the regular size products ship at the regular price.
Good.
Or you can mix and match what you want to get, set up a frequency. It's really convenient. You can check it out on the website. So if you want a hassle-free grooming routine, use my link in the description. DollarShaveClub.com.
Links are handful and dirty.
Very first started
You're in there, or you can hit all.
Now, at the time I recorded my initial video, it was only these 3 videos here that were on the channel, right? They had this channel trailer, which was basically like little snippets of the vlog. That apparently she was actually, she or whoever's kind of running the game here, was paying to promote, because I got screenshots from people that showed her video coming up as advertisements on other videos. So they were obviously trying to get traffic that way. And the vlog that I had a video on in this YRP collection, which is basically just a little bumper for her merch website, right? Now, her video, The Guide to Being Young, Rich, and Powerful, was just the video I did
so much,
it felt like bottom right?
You guys are age shaming.
Relatability, trying to act profound,
And your
but it
children.
also kind of felt too perfect, like she was just nailing every single point, like driving it home so hard.
I never even listened to you.
For just normal people to dislike her. But it was a little bit suspicious there, and then as it got to the end,
It's
we
collision
on
between
Twitter and Instagram,
for profit.
her merch website that was sold out, even though she didn't have an audience. So it was leaning, I guess, at that point towards parody, but it also wasn't so far-fetched that it was out of the question that this was a real girl trying to be a YouTuber. Little did I know that it would become this drawn-out multi-video production alternate reality game.
I have been a business owner my whole life. Don't toy with
Everyone
me.
hashtagged him yesterday.
So just as I'm finishing recording my video 3 weeks ago, she uploads another vlog called This Rich Girl Lives on 10 euros for a day.
I've never
Oh my God, she just uploaded a brand new vlog.
asked.
Well, maybe another
By rich
time. And I'm like,
people.
all right, cool, whatever. I'll watch it later. I finished recording, put that on ice, think nothing of it.
Alright.
They lie.
No, it'll be fine.
£10 is a reminder, hey, bitch, don't do that.
So later on that night, after I start editing my video a bit, I watched her second video, and it's more of the same, just insufferable rich girl lifestyle stuff.
Definitely a fucking
The most important thing about the label is like what it stands for.
And we want, and this is like that. And what's funny is later in life, like I think, I think it's 12 or something. Anyway, it's fucking shocked. Right? So, see, Tammy, you can't find a man who can provide all that. Then his current life done. And if you think I want a fucking 250-pound sexy beast of a mooch? Fuck no. I can like him from far. And then send him to this person home for that. No. Until I find dear horn, me right now, natural antler. There'll be no marriage. I've made it almost 43 years. I'm 44 years. I'm gonna be, am I gonna be
Taking my search bar too.
What did I turn on? I think I'm gonna be. Oh my God! You need preventatives for thrush. I'm gonna be 30. Right there, mine is all over it today. I reached $200 fucking here. Okay, I mean, if you're ever without getting married, I don't plan on doing that. Thank you. Until I find some rich, sexy beast of a motherfucker lineup. That's very good. These are the A-listers right here, everybody. Maybe a cowboy hat. None. I've never had a video with my mom. Like Royal Putt from Keezer, Joey, not really. I didn't. Everybody has to. Anyways, my mom's like Joey. Right? What is this? Tall, dark, handsome, maybe light colored eyes. Like I want like jet black hair with like a darker skin complexion. And don't you fucking go there with
What
me.
is this?
We're not. You know what I mean. I started YouTube after she died. Blue eyes. She would have thought this was the coolest fucking muscles, but not too much muscle. I don't like too much. A little bit of muscle. You know, fucking
like strawberry.
No, I thought you said you were saying goodbye. So he comes around. Fuck that. I don't know.
You
Fuck,
gotta have
never
a big pecker too. I ain't putting up with nothing smaller than 8 inches. It is nice.
What?
If it weren't for you guys, I'd be not shit.
All right?
We all know that. If it weren't
for
for
you,
you,
I would have a ball and
help
help
me
me
out,
out.
support me,
fire hot
go
dog.
through
I'm
life
ready
with
to
me.
that.
What
Yeah.
happened? I don't know where I'd go. I'm gonna be toting around with you guys while you guys
I
are doing
honestly do not know
you're
where I'd
gambling and taking.
And if you're doing carry that package, I ain't fucking doing it. All right, there will be no marriage. It's got to be a big
Mine?
ring.
Oh, really? Except
Look
for
at
this. 2013
Is this
a
one
no
that
big
do
deal.
I put peanut butter in this
For a
one
couple of
or
us.
no?
Just a chew toy like this. She wasn't so young.
Well, you want me to
Mine
lie?
with directions.
My mom had me at she went old.
She was
No
young to
kids.
die, I'd say.
Fuck, no
She was
kids.
born in
We're
49.
grown kids. She was, and she was riddled with cancer her entire life. She had, that's what I was thinking, like one of those tree
was only
things.
4'11". She's in
But
love
I
with
just
that.
spoil
Love
photographs
and
and
Tag the
imagery.
fundraisers they scam.
These are Joey.
I
Thank
never
you
know.
for the
I
pup.
never know
He's
where he's
at.
at.
He's
He's
looking for me.
He's
Desperately seeking me. I don't know where he is.
No,
Might be the kid.
Dag-
I'm almost
desperately seeking Susan.
Yeah, I can't
The
stand
movie.
Can't stand
Carolina. That's what I
That
did.
was fiasco yesterday.
Or a treat thing.
Wasn't it? Where Starbucks Street, they put
Everyone
caramel all
hashtag
over it?
Carolina.
I
Now
didn't
you
even
all gotta
notice.
go
I
see
didn't know what
Stylist.
to. I could just tell something was wrong when she looked at it. I believe that there may be some fraud going on here. Gotta love her.
Oh my god, that's so awful.
Money privately for safety.
Yes.
Hit the like button, guys. Can we at least get to 100? We should do it. We're sitting here with 500 fucking people. Can't get 100. Can't even get 100 likes. That's fine. I see how it is. You'll bite.
Barely any volume, so they can cover up what they did. How smart. Volume's all the way up on both things and still almost nothing. And they have fans moving her hair and her computer. Tag the Nuremberg trials. You can't stop what's done generations ago. Oh, chat disconnected. Isn't that interesting? I wonder if Scumbucket's done.
Your way into my heart. You won't hit that fucking like.
Video's unavailable. I'll just crash down. And they've stolen my button. That's great. Video's unavailable. That's right. Who's here to harass me? Never heard of them. They act like I'm playing. They talk about brown bag and the dog. They talk about the poisoning. Oh my gosh, all the voices in Project Somebody's Head is in overload. Well, it's funny you guys didn't care about the overload that you put on me, but I could handle it. Weird how it works. Weird, weird, weird. And nobody thinks there's a collusion. It's brilliant. Okie doke. So funny, that bar on my search. Every other key works. But no, nobody controls my computer. Well, see, I told you guys they did it. And still waste time on their lies. That's the saddest. It's like you have no thoughts of your own. And I've always had a life and a lot of thoughts that are mine. I wonder how many subs they take today and how many viewers they gain squatting on my channel, teasing me that I can't make it to 1,000. I've been at 1,000 thousands of times.
It's time to get motivated and lose weight with Nutrisystem. Enjoy convenient home
Put it in your microwave. That'll help.
perfectly portioned to help you lose weight. It's time to say goodbye to yo-yo dieting. Save 50% on a month of meals delivered to your door, and shipping is free. It's time to look forward to a whole new you. Nutrisystem. Right now, to get your plan, get 50% off.
There's another big mouth. Oh, not yet. Hang on just a second. It's always Friday. The big thing is going to happen Friday. You say, sure. Sure it is. This is the video that started all.
Body, come to me, my body.
Crowder is the last name of the family that my brother married into. Tammy Crowder.
And I still have my eardrums. This go around. So stupid. So stupid is the theme of today with AOC. And truth, facts, truth. There's a difference between people who are conniving political geniuses who are dishonest and someone who's just so dumb with zero life experience. That's what we're dealing with AOC. The fact that she didn't think anyone would fact check her on her fake story. I know we're not the first to address this, but we have some info that not a lot of people have spoken about. Quarter Black Yard, are we streaming? Yeah, looks like is this going out to YouTube right now? Yeah. People can hear me. People, so it's just, what is it playing? Is it playing like it's playing very large?
Can I see them?
Yeah, they zoom. It's like a
illustration.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's put this on pause here really quickly and then come back because
Damn you two.
I don't want to be looking like an AOC Instagram video.
You really don't.
Where people
Okay,
get
we're
sure
good.
that.
Oh, it's good now.
Are we
Okay,
good?
all right, good.
Are we good? Okay, we are good. Anyway, we have some exclusive information here on AOC and the fact checks. And what's interesting is she actually wants all of you to flag, to report this show and anything on Twitter, Facebook, to act like social media Gestapo. Remarkable.
Well, you're
remarkable.
creating a bunch of hate speech in your free speech. Crowder.
Gerald is here. How are you?
I am well.
Good. Dave Landau is here as well today.
Hey,
my half-page reporter can't already this week Facebook. You're going to be doing a show soon.
Yes, I got Omaha coming up and Good Nights in Raleigh.
Right. And Omaha, there might be a little special things. I don't know. Quarter Black Garrett is here. Quarter Black Garrett, how are you?
I'm doing great, man.
Which means don't do that. It's disgusting. It offends me. But that brings us, before we talk about the rest of it, it is a Black History Month.
Right, it's never my birthday month.
Okay. Yeah. Quarter Black Garrett, give us some drop some knowledge here for people who don't know.
It's always Black
This is real
history.
fact. This is real fact.
That's enough.
Little
All right.
That's enough. It's embarrassing.
Lil Uzi Vert.
You're a worse stain on your people than OJ.
I can't believe you say that. I'm so offended right now. But Lil Uzi Vert, let me get to it, okay? Lil Uzi Vert made history.
Tag Uzis. An assassination threats.
It's actually true.
That's for real.
No, that is true.
No.
Oh,
What do you think this is?
Yeah.
It's facts.
Okay. Listen,
I can't wait to see the lottery winner who cuts that out.
this is going to be Don King with a Jake Paul super fight. Keep in mind, listen, he's not paying attention. Mike Tyson had $150 million stolen from Don King. The point is, the number gets high before they start paying attention to their expenses.
Yes.
And by they, I mean wealthy celebrities who buy expensive things.
Well, Mike Tyson also had flat screen televisions in his tiger cages. I'm not kidding.
Oh,
Wow.
They need
Just that
entertainment too.
sentence. They do. They need to watch something.
he's like a better Joe.
I want to watch
More.
Discovery, but now Discovery is really just a bunch of midgets in reality shows. It's disappointed. They have they're ill-tempered.
I'm gonna hit a woman there.
That was never proven.
Never.
What?
Alleged.
You can't take a Tyson punch and knock
It's going to leave a mark. Speaking of proof, today is all about documented proof. AOC. We'll be talking about a crazy new gun bill. But first, John Kerry, the climate czar. That's a phrase that just came out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Kerry, climate czar.
Doesn't it make sense?
Why are we back with the czars again?
I don't know. Russian tea house.
Especially it was John Kerry's SARS.
That was just him locked down at Toronto Airport in 2006.
Yeah.
So he's taking heat now for an incident in 2019 since he is the climate czar now, green energy czar, whatever you call it, because he went to go accept his Arctic Circle Award for climate leadership. I'm reading these because these are actual awards. And now that he's in charge of being green, people say, well, hold on a second, he took that award at the cost of a private jet.
Oh.
And they asked him, well, did you really need to use a private jet? And here is John Kerry, climate czar's answer.
If you offset your carbon, it's the only choice for somebody like me who is traveling the world to win this battle.
Okay,
it's convenient.
I understand time is money. You can make that argument. But did you really need two of them, John? I just think that it was
Overkill.
By the way, hey, before we move on to AOC, follow me on Instagram. That's where we do a lot of stuff. You can read more about my babies in the other. Baby A, I'm excited. Baby B is going to be a dick.
Oh, no.
Do you know which is just constantly the
Both are gonna be
sonogram just kicking on the junior suite of the other baby. He has this giant club foot. The miracle of life. Also, you can join Mug Club. I think it's valid for the rest of the week. Loudandbetter.com/Mug Club. You get $30 off if you use the promo code Crowder. Returns, we'll be taking your chat a little later on, along with running of the interns and Manny, the police sketch artist, which we, of course, can do here on YouTube.
No way.
So my question to you, question of the day before you move on here is, why do you think someone like AOC, because everyone will say, do you believe AOC, do you not believe AOC? Of course not. But why do you think she's so comfortable? Why? And it really does mirror sort of Joe Biden. You know, Joe Biden, like Donald Trump was sometimes with both people. Like he would say, like, I am the best. The doctor said I am the healthiest ever. Like, okay, scale it back. Whereas Joe Biden will say that he is a doctor and he invented health.
Right.
And AOC just made all this up with the shooting, and now she's doubling down on it and making up new facts that we will rebut today because they're also verifiably false.
Well, a lot of guys that wanted to pick her up over the years lied to her and said she was smart. So no, it's true. And so she eventually learned the line was easy and could get, she believed people.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's like, yeah, it'll work.
I am, and by the way, she's like the kind of girl who would say, I am so random.
Oh shit, that kind of girl. Or like, I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual.
I'm spiritual. And I don't even know why I told you that just now. It's because I'm like so random. Now, before we move on to everything that is factually incorrect, and there's been some misinformation out there because some people have been rebutting facts that she never actually claimed. Fair game, we need to accept responsibility. The whole Capitol, right? People who went into the Capitol, separate from that. This is separate from AOC. We learned our lesson, Dave. You know now, the Capitol Mall is not the right place to host your natural born killers quotathon. You now know better.
it's a fun event, and if it wasn't for me, you would be still slinging hash in that shit house and banging your boss.
I see what he did there.
Oh.
The point is, I understand some of the confusion. So we will give AOC some grace.
Please come next.
Grace over.
You're all invited.
It was pretty much just me yelling.
So we covered that on Instagram, right? It was going live. She was recounting the Capitol riots, and was trending was Alexandria Ocasio-Smollett began trending #1. I think you have that overlay there. Garrett? And so there are some initial claims. Now, here's the thing, though. It goes far deeper, which, by the way, is very similar to Jussie Smollett. Here's what happened with Jussie Smollett, right? This is what happens with these stories. Someone comes out and makes a claim, right? The claim was white supremacists saying, this is MAGA country. Jussie Smollett wrapped a noose around my neck and poured bleach on me. And then they found out it was 2 Nigerian personal trainers who had a Home Depot store credit card they put on the company tab. And he said, but really, this could have happened because of systemic racism. And Brian Stelter knew things money. He still was like, we need to address the real problem in the United States. So this is what happened. AOC made claims which are verifiably false. We'll get to that. When people said, hey, those claims are verifiably false, she tried to say, this is media manipulation, defended her claims again, made new ones, and then last night or this morning sent an email out to her supporters demanding that her supporters flag and report anyone fact-checking her verifiably false claims. That is encouraging social media Gestapo-like behavior. She's not saying, hey, look for... This is the truth. This is what people are saying. Let me provide you some sources so you know what actually happened. Let me give you some context. She is telling her supporters, if you see anyone claiming that what I said is untrue or anyone saying anything mean to me because of my lies, report them to the authorities, who, by the way, are more powerful than the Roman Empire. Big 3 companies, really big 5. Amazon, Google, Alphabet, Google, same company, Facebook, Twitter, Apple. They're more powerful
because they both had an intact sandwich at the end.
But look, not only that, but if you go down a little further in her letter, she basically says, if people are saying these things against me, that's what led to the violence that we experienced on the Capitol. So she's tying it back to just saying she's lying is now inciting violence.
Right.
Unbelievable. I don't know how you put something out like that, and she did it last night because she was so concerned that she was trending for the wrong reason.
I remember a simple time when inciting violence was defined by actual inciting violence.
Well, those were the days.
Remember? Yeah. That was when they used to argue. Remember they used to argue against free speech? They used to have this lazy argument saying, well, it's freedom of speech, but you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. They would say, but you can't, tell someone to kill somebody else. And we would go, oh, okay, well, we understand. Yeah, of course, that's not freedom of speech. It's a call to a violent action.
Right.
And now they've expanded it. They go, well, what if you say something that somebody else really doesn't like? And that is the equivalent to violence, because words are weapons too. This is where we are.
My interpretation was violence.
That was my interpretation.
Nonsense.
You're a literalist.
Yeah, well, David Berkowitz's neighbor's dog told him to.
The dog has been arrested, though, on free speech.
That's true. They did put it down. They were like, the devil might be in.
Berkowitz really got the short end of the stick on the pets.com bubble.
Really did. Yeah. Down to the wrong pound.
What do you get? Pet meds?
So here, let's go first. This is we watched her entire 90-minute video on Instagram, which I will say it's sad. The reason that AOC makes these things up, the reason that she's a public drama queen, I'll get to that in a little bit. I actually think it's kind of sad. I really do genuinely have empathy for her. I think there's a void that she's looking to fill, and she's been dishonest about that void.
The look in her eyes?
Yeah, the look in her eyes, the soul is there, those eyes, stupid. So this was her initially claiming that people, domestic terrorists, reached her office.
Then I just start to hear these yells of, where is she? Where is she?
This is Trump country.
And I just thought to myself,
Don't believe you thought. So now you have Representative Nancy Mace. She was in the same hallway as AOC. We have this tweet. It's been confirmed there were no rioters who entered the hallway. Now that being said, this isn't super important because this is what she did. She included this early in the 90-minute video, but used it as a bait and switch to later on try and do like a soap opera cliffhanger and say, and it turns out it was the cops. So this is not the most relevant portion of information, but it's what everybody is circulating. That being said, she did do us the favor of doubling down on that lie in another report. So it still is relevant. But here's her saying, oh, gotcha.
And I come out And this man is a Capitol Police officer.
I shall remember your wishes always.
But the story doesn't end.
And there was the hook on the door.
But wait. Is she going to double my order?
I would like to get your mind.
All right, before I move on, because I'm going to get really mad, hit the notification bell because subscriptions don't mean a whole lot on YouTube, and I don't know if this is actually going to get out.
Concern yourself over a small stock.
When you see YouTube, when you see Seth Meyers
It's gonna
trending,
get out the same way she barely did.
Yes.
just by the skin of her, wasn't she
So really-
Colombian?
I don't care.
No,
But hold on, I have a question. I'm a little lost here because she said she was in a bathroom,
Yeah.
right? She had gone to the back of this and
Yeah.
she like put herself up against the wall and she's like, there's a door right here and it opens and I
like
can
she was
see out.
Snake and Metal
And
Gear
there's,
Solid.
where is she? Was she like hiding from Satan there? Did she not look through the crease in the door to see if it was a police officer or?
Well, again, the
her
police
eyes.
report describes her eyes as googly. I repeat, googly. So,
From what I
It's hard to
understand,
focus.
the call was coming from inside the house.
yes.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Again?
It's she can't see through cracks, but she can see around corners like that super
Yeah.
soaker. Anyway, by the way, comment. Any 90s kids out there, you remember that super soaker with the handle? You remember?
Do I?
Oh my
Cool.
gosh, yeah. And the first thing you're like, hey, Dad, I'm aiming at this target. Oh, I got you. And then my dad would beat me.
Yeah.
So hold on a second. Here's the thing. Was she evacuated because people were rushing the office? Is that what you're saying, Alice? You were back. I think we have an overlay here. Another one. Yeah, overlay half. Okay, let me give you a timeline here because again, there was another report after that where she did say that people rushed the office.
Right.
So in her video, she said that people rushed the office, but they found out it was the cops. But then there's another report, I think it was at Late Time, that said actually no, she said that people did actually rush the office. So then she didn't say that it was the cops. What matters here is the inconsistency. Let me give you a timeline to show you why her new claims are physically impossible. However, it has never stopped AOC in the past. Granted, I understand why there might be a disconnect. I'm trying to bridge the divide, right? I'm trying to make sense of the timeline. She's nonsensical, and a straitjacket wouldn't be out of this.
But she's upset. She knows she has 12 good years left.
Well, 11 now.
You're a generous man, Dave.
Yeah, that's true.
That's high praise. 1:22 p.m., the Cannon building received an evacuation notice. Okay, due to executing internal relocation due to police activity. This is important. Then at 1:39 p.m., the DC police issued this alert. If you are in the Cannon building, take visitors, escape hoods, and go kits and report to the south tunnel connecting to the Longworth. Further information will be provided as it becomes available. At 1:44 p.m., Nancy Mace tweeted, just evacuated my office in Cannon, the Cannon building, which is where she was, which is where there were no other people. Okay, they were in the Longworth, just evacuated my office in Cannon due to a nearby threat. Now we're seeing protesters assaulting the Capitol building. So before 1:44 p.m., Nancy found time to get settled, read her Twitter feed, and find a video to retweet. At 1:47 p.m., the DC police announced that the evacuation was all clear. Okay? She would have been completely evacuated and underground. Right? That's when she would have been underground when she's talking about this insurrection happening, where she was there hiding.
Okay.
There's no possible way. Look at the timeline.
Yeah.
She was gone. She'd already been evacuated at that point.
Oh, so she's still full of
Are you
shit.
guys following
I
me?
am following you. Yeah.
No,
I'm surprised and shocked.
yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah. She then said when she reached the Longworth building, this is a little cheat, she could hear hinges cracking, the Trump mob yelling, trying to break in. And then when she saw Katie Porter, the Congressman movement, she asked if she could shelter together, and that was confirmed. Again, at the time, here's no Congressman Porter. I think you have that clip. Is it coming?
And like here, all of these wires behind the glass.
Oh wait, no, never mind. This is it. Yeah.
You know, and we have no specific location to go to. We're in the hall,
That's
we're
the
like,
lead-up.
like the Dunkin' Donuts of the basement, and so
She could not have been there
hallway.
at this time.
Yeah,
I just gave you the timeline.
trying to break into the building that we're in. It almost felt like a zombie movie or something. And then we hear like other Capitol Police trying to protect the building, barking back at these people. And it just feels like it's just a matter of seconds when these doors are gonna break through and they're gonna go. I hear like the hinges cracking.
Okay, yeah, here's the thing. That was, again, at 1:47, she would have already been evacuated, according to her own words and according to the documents that we have. She could have heard no hinges cracking. This is what I'm talking about. It's not that look, if she were to say it was really scary and we were evacuated and it was a blur, she is making up verifiable lies that could not possibly be true. And this is the problem with the media, big tech, and this administration. They feel as though no one is going to call them on it. And she feels so comfortable in just being immune that she's actually willing to go to the heads of big tech and send her mob out to flag anyone who questions her. No way she could have been there. No way she could have heard those things. She would have long since been evacuated. And it is confirmed by Congressman Mumu right here.
Well, first she saw me, and we went into my office, and a couple seconds later she knocked and she said, could we come in? And I said, of course.
Not by the hair of your chin.
That looked like a before and after.
Yeah, it really did. By the way, she saw me and waved. That sounds like I'm terrified and running for my life. Like I'm gonna toss a wave to. Oh, hi.
It's amazing. There's I just went through this timeline. I've got several here that are all documented. The sources are available at loudandclear.com. 122, 139, 144, 144 again, 147. They announced the evacuation was all clear, and after that is when she heard the hinges and the people making it into the building where she was not.
So basically, you're telling me that yesterday when we watched this video and we talked about it, it was okay to be stepped forward. It was justified.
It was 3 days ago, but you're drunk.
Wait a minute. Was it 3 days ago?
We talked about it on Monday.
That long ago. This week is 1 month.
Right. And we have a map, I think, too. This is something else that's pretty important. Yeah, look at that. On the map!
Oh.
Shows exactly where the riots were taking place. Notice the rioters nowhere near AOC headquarters location.
There's a
street
across the street.
There's the mall. There's basically the equivalent to a park. And Bruce Christ is between her and the
somewhere between there.
Watch her change my mind.
It's like saying you were in Montana during 9/11. You're like, I almost died.
It's like a David Hogg situation, really.
It really is.
Yeah, it's a completely different building.
Look, I was completely safe, but I was terrified.
Right.
Wow, that sounds awful.
So she was in the Cannon building. It was the Longworth building where she was not. The rioters were nowhere near where she was. And by the way, even what she is describing. Are you talking about like a canonized text? Theology joke. Okay. So wasn't even the right building. That being said, maybe she just, she got confused with her PTSD and was describing what other people experienced in that building. Here's the thing. We don't really have a lot of video evidence from the intense atmosphere she described in the building, but this is a video from the exact time.
That sounds like Katie
Is
Murphy.
this harrowing?
Terrible.
Is this where Ted Cruz tries to murder her?
Yeah, I think this is where he breaks in. Where is AOC?
He's around that corner.
Yeah. So that's about what we have. And then there is an interview at 3:23 with Jim Cooper. So while it was happening again, so this is the closest thing we have to proof of video of it.
Tag the hour of Jesus' death.
Congressman Jim Cooper, what's the situation in your office right now?
I have collected all taxes and tributes.
My staff and I are safe inside the office.
But I routed them all.
Well, son of a bitch. That doesn't make for good television.
No.
We do wish we had one more mass.
That was the equivalent to the hell. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Some guy out there. We got a soda machine.
No, you don't give a
making
shit.
a Zoom call
But
here.
you're
I gotta
so
put on pants.
influential.
But AOC is rushing
You
to be
teach
the victim.
others how to be
Oh,
sarcastic.
she is
and not give a
rushing
shit.
to be the victim. She doesn't even care if it's true. Worse than that, the story here is she is so confident the media will carry her water. She doesn't even care to try and hide
Tag
it.
the story they made up.
Okay, so now she pivoted. This is the thing. And this is where I interacted with her on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter. And what's your Twitter there, Dave Landau?
At Landau Dave.
At Landau Dave. So then she pivoted, and now she's saying that the pipe bomb. She's like, well, actually, look, this is the manipulation. Keep that up so I can read it. They're manipulating the fact that most people don't know the layout of the complex. I just showed you the layout. We are all in the Capitol complex. The attack wasn't just on the dome. I don't know what you're talking about. The bombs Trump supporters planted surrounded our offices too. Okay, here's some factual inaccuracies. They haven't found the people who planted the bombs. We don't have any evidence. What we do have is 2 bombs. They did find 2 bombs, none of which were anywhere near AOC. So even her now doubling back. Well, actually, okay, look, it was the door hinges cracking. And we had to hide in a porta potty. You were underground. I could have then go. And then I was in the other building, and then I could have been in this building, and it was pretty scary. And you forget, what about the pipe bomb? could have been them. What if they were? What if they were? Let me show you. I think we have another map. This is useful. 2 bombs, one
What,
outside
the
the
blueprints to
RNC
the big yellow
headquarters.
house,
That's
I bet.
so we have and then the other one was
About the Little Caesars AT&T
7
collusion with the broadband.
It's a fast bomb.
I don't know, and it depends if you use Google Maps or
Tag
MapQuest.
glitter
God
and
forbid
shit.
Apple Maps. Don't use that. It's almost as bad as working with best I can. Yes, it's true.
And nothing is close together, by the way, in these buildings. In Washington, these are massive buildings. To go from one to the
Tag
other.
McDonald Douglas.
Lord Walt, look, she wasn't close to where any violence happened at the time that it happened, and no pipe bombs were anywhere near her. Everything she has said is a verifiable falsehood. I just don't know that I can say lie because she's so stupid.
Being in Washington, D.C., I'm sure she was close to violence, just not that violent.
Right, that's probably true.
I think it's fair.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, murder.
Either way, someone's stealing a Gran Torino.
It was Ted Cruz that was barging in. He was dressed as a Capitol policeman. Right. Just that end of the story, we haven't waited for.
Well, that was separate. He was just role playing for Bobby Cop.
It's a bit of fun.
He gets off on truancy. What's all this then?
You're not where you're supposed to be.
Truancy is window.
I guess.
Now, let me explain to you why this is something that no one else is really talking about, and this is control. And I do feel bad for AOC. I would feel bad if it were, and we're going to get to the gun bill, by the way, we're talking about inciting violence, if it didn't incite, I'm not going to say incite violence, incite stupidity. Incite mental retardation. That's what we're seeing from AOC. It discourages critical thinking. Everything she does is we need someone to control the voice. We need someone to control what you can hear. We need someone to control your choices as a consumer. We need someone to control the fact checking. Everything has to be controlled because she doesn't believe that you should be allowed to think for yourself. You can look at proposed policy. What car to drive, what house to live in, what city to live in, what public transport, what tweets you can read,
offices,
anything. Take your pick.
She's a child. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
She is a kid, and that's the issue, is we're being ran by a child.
We are being run, especially, this is the problem that's so pernicious with feminism, is the women who are the least happy have the most amount of influence over policy that affects women. And I say this because, look, I think AOC, unlike Whitmer, unlike Nancy Pelosi, who are very smart, who are cunning, I'm more afraid of them because they're sharp enough to use the system. AOC's
And
more.
scissors.
Yes. Conclusion. But the issue here is, I don't even remember what I was about to say. Something. Oh, yeah. The issue here is, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say she hasn't proven herself to be in any way capable of doing the job that she's been assigned to. She's been elected to by her constituents. So we've got, 125,000, I think is how many votes that she got, or somewhere thereabouts of people that have put her there, and now she's trying to shape the entire party.
I think she could. She's one of the people, unlike Pelosi, unlike those folks. I bet you that in 10, 15 years, she won't be conservative, but she could become more conservative. The second she gets any responsibility, if she didn't have the buy-in now, right, where she has a lifetime career, having children, having a family, working in the private sector, just removing herself from suckling at the public dole, at the public teat for the rest of her life. She is a college student who controls our lives and wants an incredible amount of control over our lives. And the reason that she's always dramatic, that she's hyperbolic, is not just because she's AOC and, like you said, she's a child, but for the same reason that she faked her photo op at the border. Remember with kids in cages? Here it is. Look, that's what she's looking. She's looking at empty parking lots. She's looking at empty parking lots.
Oh, wait a minute. News question. The Biden administration, I don't know if you guys saw this, last night reopened those same detention facilities. Yeah. And they're basically saying, because we might have amnesty, there are more people sending children with strangers to get across the border so that they could be granted amnesty under Joe Biden.
It's
consequences.
It's almost like we're doing a repeat of the forced consent policy, which I talked about in the Change My Minds, and why we need to build a wall.
Yeah, well, I think AOC is now on a plane down there to protest those cages being opened up again. I mean, that would be consistent at least. If she did.
Well, her group built them.
Yeah.
Want to use them?
Yeah, that was her team.
You build a shark cage, sooner or later, you're going to want to see an endangered species.
It's been a great way.
What is she?
I don't know.
I always forget.
Questionable.
I don't remember. It's like Jessica Alba. She's not tough.
She's not tough. Well, it's Cortez, so I imagine it's something from Spain.
Dominican? Is she Dominican?
I don't think she's Dominican. She's not as dark.
keep in mind that you are whiter than clear, so you have to be very careful.
I live in a Dominican neighborhood, and
really?
I do.
It narrows it down a bit.
They're fun people.
But you're in Detroit. I just don't believe the part that you live in a neighborhood.
In New York. In Harlem. My apartment in Harlem is all my neighbors are Dominican because there's like 15 in each apartment. And I'm kidding, but I'm not.
In Texas, it's just like 19 cars in the driveway.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, and a half back.
But you know why?
Those are assets.
You know why?
Steven.
Because people, Dominicans, and also not only Dominicans, but also Latin Americans, and also a lot of Black Americans, they understand. Even if you look in the Middle East, they understand something that a lot of Americans have missed. That's why they have all their family on one street or one apartment, because they know that when stuff goes down, it's not going to be AOC or Biden. It's going to say it's your immediate family, and so they really do value family, which is something that I think a lot of pseudo-Westernized Americans don't appreciate anymore. They think that government is going to be there to save them, and Dominicans are very. Yeah, my first stand-up manager was.
Yeah, no, and all joking aside, they're very nice people. I like my neighbor, and I just she doesn't look Dominican to me. Perhaps that is jumping the gun.
Could be jumping the gun,
but
as long as she's not Czech, no tolerance for the Czech.
Well, so in AOC, what she's doing right now, basically, like one of your children who's under the age of 10 years old running into the room and crying and saying that Tommy hit him. Okay, we can go find out what happened, right? And she basically ran in because Tommy looked at her,
right?
And it's like, well, isn't there a parent? Isn't there somebody that's going to go, wait a minute, this isn't true, right? And you keep doubling down on it. Somebody needs to ground
it's
her.
more like a guy coming back from summer vacation and telling everybody he got laid by a woman who clearly doesn't have sex.
Right. Yeah.
He's just like, no, you should have met her. Her name was Becky.
Yeah.
Chair.
So hot. You don't just
She lives in Canada where they got better public schools.
She's from Chile. Not the food.
But she's the only thing I don't like is she really has an eye for Peruvians.
Yeah.
Not work out.
Yeah. We almost died.
Strong
in the country next to us, there was a revolt.
She's not honest. She has a hole in her soul. She has a void, and this is a lot of feminists do. Listen, if you want to work with Carly Fiorina, who is very disappointed now, but she described feminism, I think, more articulately and succinctly than anyone I've ever heard before. She said, feminism is the ability to make a choice. You want to work, go ahead and work. You want to be a stay-at-home mom, be a stay-at-home mom, and most women are happier being mothers. Most, not all, but a lot of women would like that option. And we don't have it now. We don't necessarily have it now because of sort of how fast our society is and the dual income household. More so because not that you couldn't have it, but because people think they need things that they don't necessarily need.
Yeah.
And that's a big underlying issue with AOC. And let me show you some inconsistency here. Again, she doesn't understand that the internet is forever, largely because I don't think she knows that she's hitting record. It's the button that says play, sweetheart, where it's always been. It was Congressman Mumu said that AOC was just saying, I just hope I get to be a mom. I don't want to die, which honestly breaks my heart. Here's her saying.
And she said, I just hope I get to be a mom. I hope I don't die today.
Did I buy that inflatable projector screen from Sky Mall?
I played the wrong clip.
Maybe it was Hallmark or Slimmer. And then AOC, but here's the thing, that's sad to me.
Yeah, it is.
But AOC has toxified many young women for years, for decades to come, by selling them the lie that it may be morally unacceptable for women to have children due to her raison d'etre. Climate change, here she is.
Basically, like, there's scientific consensus that the lives of children are going to be very difficult. And it does lead, I think, young people to have a legitimate question.
No, you lead.
Is it okay to still have children? Also, just this basic moral question: what do we do? And even if you don't have kids, there are still children here in the world, and we have a moral obligation to them.
How are you fulfilling your moral obligation? By spending my money on new infrastructure with a 5-page deal that takes over 60% of the economy? Sweetheart, honestly, what are you doing for the children?
And maybe she had a moment of clarity at the end. Maybe she was really afraid. I highly doubt all of this, but maybe she had a moment of clarity. Like, good.
No, I think she had a moment of clarity.
Maybe I could survive today and be on it. That's fantastic. Run with that.
Yeah.
That's life.
And make sure you tell your constituents.
Exactly. You can still have the job of being a congressman. Just do it better.
And you know what? You can still have your Coyote Ugly tabletop dance. No one's going to stop you from doing that as a mom.
Yours.
It's a genre. You're going to say something.
Oh, I'm just saying that she's always asking a question, and we also have kids here, and there's children on her.
Is she making a sandwich as well? Like she's walking around. She's cooking.
Like you're saying, yeah, we can't have kids. Oh, yeah, there's kids on Earth. she put this out there like what she made any sense. Like she saw this and was like, "This is something the world should know."
Right. This is something.
It is important.
I want to leave my stamp on this world.
I want people to know I'm an idiot.
Yes. I want people to know that I've encouraged young women to not have children because of climate. And this is the issue too, right? I hope that people are understanding now. I was labeled for a long time climate change denier or global warming denier. Well, I'm not. Liz, you're going to talk about the world temperature going up 1.6 degrees. Okay. My issue is not with the idea that the climate is changing. It's not even with the idea that humans may be some contributing force on some level to that temperature change. I'm not saying it is, I'm not saying it isn't, but I do think that's a conversation to be had. I think that it is far more reasonable for someone to maintain that position and say, if it is a catastrophic, world-ending problem, AOC hasn't got a shot in hell of fixing it for us. And so I don't want to sign on to her bill. It's the political ramifications that take control over your lives. And by the way, kill countless people in third world countries that I have a problem with. And if you question that, she labels it a science denier. If you question her story, she says you're a hate speaker, you're inciting violence. This is a woman who said if you don't believe her 5-page Green New Deal bill, which we read, you're a science denier. Who also believes in double masks, by the way, and tried to claim that Ted Cruz is Ted Bundy.
Exactly.
Most of that 5 pages is just drawn.
and turn over.
Just paint by numbers.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah, I
bad.
have a quick, let's say, story.
Oh.
So the Omnitrix will share the Christmas stories that we're talking about. They'll see the Christmas special. So it's like
Wow.
a therapy session.
So circuitry.
That must be that must be that new age lying therapy.
Tune in tonight while we all lie.
But here's the thing.
It's a purge. We're gonna get together at the long North. I would not say Longhorn. We're gonna get together at the Canada. We're gonna get together tonight at the Dome, take some ayahuasca, and purge ourselves by lying relentlessly.
I hope they're all around a campfire.
It's a ritual. Making sacrifices. Elizabeth
Warren's bringing the Zima, a TP, and just the SEC prosecutors.
Yes.
She's for you.
Making a beaver pelt blanket for everybody.
Yeah.
I need.
I brought the Gilders.
Can the Republicans in all the cities that burned to the ground and the countless dozens of people who died and the billions of dollars in damage, and the officers, can we have maybe something about them over the summer, or did we just all forget that?
No, of course we all forgot that. No, it didn't happen. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter because the rioters from Black Lives Matter, the rioters from Antifa, they were targeting businesses that had nothing to do with it. They were targeting other victims, right? And by the way, I like I said, people are going in there and invading Nancy Pelosi's office. I think it's crappy. I think that those people who committed crimes obviously need to be held accountable for their crimes. But to act as though one is entirely acceptable, where they were attacking businesses that had nothing to do with their perceived slights, versus people who, wrong, obviously discouraging violence, but you can understand if they were upset, what they saw as at least targeting people who would influence and who would shorted their aim for them.
Right.
I'm just saying, if you're going to actually look at it and say, okay, where is all the anger is misplaced, and my biggest problem too with this insurrection is it's really dumb. Like people who think like, oh, I'm going to do something. You're the Flintstones. You're the bad guy laughing. Oh, boss, I'm trying to go to Capitol building, boss. You dummy, they're just going to arrest you. You set us back 9 years. That's the real problem with it. Not to mention that it's more.
Take the conclusion of 2010.
Protesting, for example.
Placed
Let's just
on
take
me
the
in
protest, the words. Marching on the Capitol is still it's much more sensible when you are saying, hey, they are not admitting this evidence. We think that Washington, D.C. is
Blame James.
with politicians who are looking out for their own self-interest versus marching down a street and
Black gay man
business.
voted me down.
Hey, you weren't the one hiding in a bathroom 4 blocks away.
It's true. The door was hingy.
Yeah.
It was hingy.
Did they crack? How did we just crack? I think there was a 4-2.
Apparently she lived in a house from Annabelle.
Yeah.
What bathroom door just...
Take Bath and Body
I was in a
Works.
church basement.
Bed Bath and Beyond.
Right.
Bed Bath and Beyond.
Take a peek, boys.
You stop thinking game stuff.
No, I'll pass.
Okay. By the way, we also have one other story here while we're fact checking because we've been talking about.
No, we're lying. We're not fact checking. These are all lies.
Yeah. By the way, everything I just said is
Bingo. Inversion.
under AOC's bed.
He says some true things.
Everything,
Just
he's bullshit.
be within his law.
But something else too. If you look at the timeline of Donald Trump's speech, this is what they're trying to do. Speech is violence. Speech is inciting violence. Donald Trump's on Fight Like Hell, or you won't have a country. Anything like, even though he said peacefully, he said very clear, patriotically, peacefully. I understand Donald Trump shoots from the hip. He doesn't speak very articulately, but to argue that he actually encouraged people to commit acts of violence is silly. I won't go along with you down that trail. I don't care if you demand that I say it or threaten to ban me. Fine. See you in court. Okay? He didn't incite violence.
No, I wish I could take you fucks to court.
That being said,
you guys take up all the time.
This is something else that we
stole all the
when
money.
his speech ended versus
ate all the
when the
hog
actual
malls
action
and shit.
violence
You know,
occurred on
bunch of
the state
fucking
capitol.
niggers.
Tokenawa, you were telling me, you have
White niggers at play. Talk about offending black people.
1:11 p.m.
1:11. That's 1 point.
You're right. They got it on it too.
1.8 miles away.
Just
So
shows
assuming
he's
that Donald Trump even
prejudiced
said,
and
"Look, burn it down, the 5th of November, remember," assuming that he even said that, they would have had to run 1.8 miles.
1.8 miles in 1 minute. The world record is
Oh, you think that was Trump?
43 seconds.
For 1 mile.
Shows your stupidity.
For 1 mile. And so, because the guy with the walrus mustache at Mythbusters isn't interested in doing his job anymore, we decided to put it to the test and see if it is actually physically possible to make that happen. Of course, I hurt my knee, so we go now to the running of the interns.
They think they run a phony corporation.
So,
Tokenawa,
we have them waiting right now. We're going to be, we're just going to start them. They're going to be running a 1 minute mile, a 1.8 minute mile, and they're running to the studio. Then we'll have them in the studio later on to see how many miles. The interns. Okay. All right. Let's check in with them. Are you guys ready? There they go. Okay. I don't know if they can hear me right now.
It's in the internet.
Okay.
These are bots racing around trying to hack in.
Oh, that's a rough start. Yes.
Tokenawa green knights will fuck you up.
Okay, one other story I wanted to hit really quickly, unless I think we're done with AOC here. Elon Musk. This is a real story. Okay? And I think this is important just to touch on because it's proof positive to me why nationalism is the most potent form of anti-racism that exists, but exclusively in the United States. So Elon Musk is under investigation right now. You know what?
Being good.
Being good at
being the best
you know what?
ever.
We were talking about this the other day, how I was wrong about Donald Trump on a lot of fronts.
You're wrong about everything you say.
Yeah,
And you take it
He's
back,
a
but you're still
billionaire
a sarcastic bitch.
He's a billionaire playing with his money. Cool stuff. I think he kind of used the system a little bit with the green
No, it's
subsidies,
not
but then when
cool
you look
stuff.
into how the system is rigged for the big three, it's
You
not
guys
even
have hit
close.
me with
And the
spent
fact that Elon
uranium
Musk,
and
the
atomic
greenest
weapons,
entrepreneur throughout
glitter,
the history of
a half
modern
dozen
mankind that I can think of anyway, had to leave California, flip them the bird to run his green company from Texas. It's just a feel-good story of the year. But he's actually under investigation. This is according to the
Tag the
DOJ
Bush
in
oil
March
refineries.
2020. A non-U.S. citizen
Tag
inquiring
Loomis
about a
Holding.
position of technology strategy associate, that's a mouthful, a job at SpaceX,
Tag a ghetto
was asked
apartment
about the
complex in
citizenship status.
Texas.
DOD attorney Lisa Sandoval stated that SpaceX
DOJ
ultimately failed to
guilty as
hire him for the position because he is not a
2014.
U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident.
Washington,
Elon Musk
D.C.
is
is
under
legal in the United
investigation
States.
for asking for papers so that he would not be breaking the law. And this is why nationalism, because that little South, that little African American, more African American than you, ironically, and more American American than that commie broad AOC, because he understands what the United States of America is. Nationalism is not a racial identity in the United States. It's about it's about our ideals, and that's why someone like an African American, Elon Musk, I want him on our American team more than I want white privileged Professor Thomas. Okay, the only way to successfully vaccinate people against racism is
Against religious
nationalism with an
fundamentalism.
identity centered on women
Tag
and
fun
principles
vax.
and a shared
It happened 16 years ago.
Elon Musk, your first draft for us.
Pull your head out of your
I can't
ass.
believe they're investigating.
Douchebags.
By the way, he's being investigated because he asked the question.
Lead me away.
You can't ask
Oh,
that
I got
question.
shadow man.
Why do you want to punish illegal immigrants? How about the business
Shut up.
owners who hire them?
Shut up.
Yeah, Elon Musk is like, show me your papers. And they're like, okay. They're like, this is illegal. How is that not a good thing?
They're like,
It's a great thing.
are you sure your
Wow.
social security numbers?
Got the
1, 2,
volume
3,
and
4,
everything?
5,
Yeah.
6,
I
mean, what are you guys
It's
doing?
a great thing for American workers. And by the way, even if you want to grant citizenship to every single caravan that can get to a 98 Dodge,
Right. Now I can't do my audio volume up and down.
What you have done is most unwise, Murphy. Listen goes free. Send him away
The game is rigged.
Yeah, and if you look deeper into that story,
Oh, that's what I wanted to say. You know, I got harassed, shadow banned, and accused of all sorts of things just for finally joining the World Wide Web. Thought I was with a bunch of intellectuals and free thinkers and people doing the right thing. And it was the complete opposite. And that's the truth, and they can prove it with all my data. I don't care how many fucking cookies you eat. You broke into my Apple computer and my phone and my social media. I will never have the chance for a good first impression because of you jackasses. And it's been that way my whole life. That's why it's a collusion of a lifetime.
It's making it work.
That's what I wanted to say. That African American, who, by the way, I hope he got some of the African American brand on it.
Yeah, true.
we haven't even looked into that.
Does he
Him and
reparations?
Charlize Theron.
She got some.
She did. She got some.
Probably.
I haven't
Everyone
gotten a
feels
penny.
those midget money grants.
You know, that's to tell everybody she's African
Wait, there's a below?
American, and it's like, that's cute. You're not.
It really is.
Sort of.
But that's
Born
the
in
other.
Africa.
She's not
But
by
it
her
makes
standards. She's not by her
Right, yeah.
linguistic standards. Where people want to say it's not black, it's African American. Charlize Theron and Elon Musk. Well, no, not that.
Isn't she kind of on the wrong side over there?
So
If you count the killings. I'm not saying.
I think everyone's on the wrong side over there. They haven't gotten it right ever.
That's true. It's a dark continent.
It's just a pendulum swinging of genocide.
They just brought back farmers because they're like, sorry, we killed you, but how do you grow stuff?
we really need to know.
Well,
we're kind
we
of hungry.
start by not primarily planting in sand.
Yeah.
Tell us more. Yes. Let me write this down.
This baby cure AIDS? Please put it down. Put it down.
Underground, not underground. Just
No,
just
no,
put
no.
it. Just put it somewhere.
In the river.
Safely.
You know,
Baby
cultural differences. I think actually we're going to be checking in with our interns before we move on to the the new gun bill that's being put in the House, which a lot of people aren't paying attention to because they're focusing on Representative Green right now. Right? You see this on CNN. Focus on Green. Focus on removing her from committees because she believes some crazy stuff. Granted, let's not focus on removing your Second Amendment rights, which is of course sitting here before the House. Do we have the interns? Are they still running? They're still on their way. Are they still? Okay, there we go. Running the interns. They're here. Oh, we got them back. All right. What was the time finally? What was? They didn't make that. There's absolutely no way that they made that. Did you? So okay. You think it's possible?
That was much longer.
Hey, one thing that's completely unrelated. Bryce, show them what you can do with your knees here. Look at it. Yeah, get the camera here. Look, he can walk with his feet backwards. Watch this. Watch this.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Isn't that disgusting?
Oh,
gosh.
The American Horror
And the
Story
internet
episode.
is forever. Okay, well, you guys made it. Where's Thomas? Where's Finnegan?
Did we lose him?
Did we lose Finnegan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's a.
Do we have? Is that Thomas Finnegan? You there? Yeah.
Can you set me up with Gabby?
What are you talking about? You need car insurance?
I need insurance, Stephen.
What's happening, Thomas? Finnegan, talk to us.
Can you come get me?
No, I can't come get you. I have to host a show. But it sounds. Did you hurt yourself? Did he hurt him? Did Thomas Finnegan hurt himself?
Sounds windy.
Okay. All right. Well, it doesn't sound very good. Now, Thomas Finnegan, I think you need to go call a doctor. Gabby's not going to help you right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
Wow.
Okay. Thomas, take care of yourself. Yeah. You know what? One of you guys go back and get Thomas. All right. We'll see you guys later. Gabby, by the way, it's not. You don't just get health insurance from Gabby. What Gabby does like car insurance.
I think a ton of money. I've talked about this. It just allows you to compare insurance rates, especially if you've been having like insurance for a very long time. You don't really just keep upping the rates. Just check it out. Go to I think that was it. The promo is what was it? Gabby.com/Pratt. That's right. And you can actually check it for free. So you can just check your current car insurance rates and just save money, because what people don't realize is they bank on you not.
That there's no such thing as insurance.
So Gabby.com/Pratt. But it's not going to help Thomas today.
No,
it's not. It really is. I saved a lot of money. I felt very stupid for having not used it. Okay. What else do we have?
I'm glad I don't have a car.
We have some other things to talk about. The gun bill. Okay, the gun bill.
It's going to piss us off. I guess we have to wait for last, right?
Yeah. This is HR 127. I don't know if you guys are paying attention to this. And by the way, comment. That's the best thing you can do if you're watching this on an archive stream. Just comment right now. You can't do it live because we don't want
to
commenting live and then YouTube holding us liable because different standards.
You guys are crazy.
But comment if you've been following this bill, HR 127. It's an insane gun bill, and no one's been talking about it
because you guys
they talk about GameStop. And they talk about the green right here, and they're not talking about people being arrested for memes or bills that
memes
will
are
remove your
illegal
ability to defend yourself amidst some of the most violent
memes
uprisings.
spread viruses
So
and
January
porn.
4th, this was
you guys meme me. That's why I'm on all your channels.
And
under
Nancy
your
Pelosi
open intro.
Advocated for extra security. So this kind of gained steam, right? This gun bill, because Pelosi was. I want to know when we considered inciting violence, where she
St.
was saying
Valentine's Day
more security
massacre
measures because of the enemy within.
9 days away.
Do you have like a clip eye?
I do believe, and I have said this all along, that we don't
And you
have a
make
need a supplemental
a conspiracy about a couple dead boyfriends of mine.
when the enemy is within the House of Representatives.
Yeah, that sounded like you're saying. We can get the lights from the interns coming in. I can't really see. I just looks like it was directed by
bots collecting data.
This is America.
Well, no, this was a
No, it's not.
It's
It's a corporation
is within.
of death.
What does that mean? Can you define enemy? Yeah, I know that you guys are a little bit loose with definitions, but enemy seems like it would be
Tag defamation
Yes,
of
and by the way,
character.
I identify this enemy. What actions are now okay for me to take to deal with this enemy? Right? Because you're basically just telling me that enemy
That's a movie about your head up your
Listen,
friend's
I
ass
understand if you say, for example, this
and
is
your
the problem
tongue
with
cut out,
left,
and you eat on each other's
not
feces.
a very small contingency of radicals in your life who think that some people who for treason, they don't necessarily mean treason. That being said, it's not nearly as pernicious as you see AOC refer to all Trump supporters.
A mass assassination attempt.
Just
You don't find treason as not.
as enemies within. And so when you paint your opposition as Nazis, as fascists, as enemies within, look,
Tag the Nuremberg trials and the St. Louis Baby 2 survey and Strodium 90.
Listen, right? You know what? Technically,
Westlake landfill. Crude Idaho projects.
I would have pulled on my shirt, but
Gumbo.
We got to check because now we are removed. But it was one drunken night.
it really was.
You guys have been consistently
So here's the thing: the sponsor of the bill, by the way,
like herpes.
the founder of the feast.
I got
ripped
both of them.
apart by your pills and your drugs.
I don't know. Just more concerned with
Yeah.
No,
I meant tensions. Oh, no, I have tensions. And herpes.
Tag their
This is what
hysteria.
you're getting out of the day. This is it.
Hey guys.
Oh, look, Pelosi's back on with another mask right now. She's holding it as Democrats prepare to hold vote to strip Representative Green from debates. Look, I haven't gotten much of digging into Green because I have found some of this. Okay, that being said, I don't think that people need to be stripped for wrong thing just because. Because that's it.
I did nothing wrong.
she's absolutely wrong.
The whole internet did something wrong.
Yeah, is that something that is equivalent to saying you mispronounced marrying your brother? Yeah. But while we're talking about radicals, they're talking about green. Okay, let me give you that. Just so we can, for the sake of argument. Okay, green, let's say radical, you guys want to go through the process and get rid of her. You go through the process on the channels that exist. Okay, listen, that's your prerogative. All right,
Tim Pratt was never my biological
while we're
brother.
talking about this gun
That's been
bill,
my only
the
husband.
founder of the Feast, the lady who helped draft this bill, Sheila Jackson Lee,
Take Sheila
in her own
Schaefer.
words, we're talking about crazy radical, and it gets worse, what it means.
Oh, she's a religious fundamentalist that was sodomized and abused. Perfect one to talk to. 450-pound dress up fucking weirdo. That was my friend.
10 boxes.
My beauty school teacher. Fucking tripped out in her old age.
Did Aunt Jemima there just say that the AR-15 fires 50 count?
She did. She just did.
Did she just say that?
Yeah, she did.
I think she said that's the first pearl necklace she's worn since 1965.
Did she just say that it fires 50 cal? Do you have any idea what a 50 cal is? Do you have any idea what an AR-15 is? This just shows this woman is drafting a bill, which we will go through.
I know
She
the
is in
force
control of your ability to protect
and the power.
Without
The
even
weapons
knowing
you guys hit me with
anything
were
about
equivalent
basic firearms.
to.
Not only that, while we're talking about radical, either she is so mind-numbingly dumb that she shouldn't be anywhere near a pen, let alone a piece of legislation, or she holds the radical view, as recently as 2010, that there are still two Vietnams.
Tag Susanna Pratt not being allowed to live or work in Ferguson.
Exchanging and working.
And then a couple of steps she did this.
What is
It means the Vatican Inquisition.
What is that even?
Bunch of
Do you
Catholic
mean the
whackers.
country, the war? How? What
Talking
is
about the
she?
have,
Cultures?
I don't know.
What is that means?
Well, the
nothing.
Vatican runs the government,
But
but now they're all gone.
By the way, they're north and south. They can't be side by side.
There's so much of it, like arm links.
Are
Okay.
you thinking Germany?
you're getting like with AOC, where you're getting all off track.
Tag Rudolph Steiner.
Creaky doors. And that's because that's what she
Yes,
said. We're
Hitler.
going to side by side and longitude. Speaking of travel, this is another true story about
Like you getting deported from the Auschwitz.
Sheila Jackson Lee.
You'll never live in Missouri.
Not the other way on that one, instead of one name. Yeah. She stole a first class seat. She stole a first class seat flight from a human rights activist. And then accused her of being racist.
But modern day wasn't. I agree. She's like, this is my seat.
Now this bill is making more sense.
Yeah.
Tag truthfully Trisha being the internet Rosa Parks.
This is mine.
Ma'am, your ticket's at
They love
8:30.
those tips,
You're
just
racist.
like Crowder's sisters.
Landed on me.
This is what Jesse Jackson and Kevin Smith were doing.
She's so ugly. They just strapped a new head on her.
So to be fair, she's crazy, but the views in the bill are not that crazy. Again, the bill, we have all of these sources available at our I want to make sure.
It's a crime to call people crazy that aren't.
All the pages are numbered there. Are you laughing at H? Who steals first class?
It's hold on. It was in California. Squatters' rights. She was there first. You have to go through a process.
Tag the 1643 land at Glasscox.
Take a picture of she's up against the window, like they can't see me if I'm against the window.
Like the episode
They all
of
see.
Twilight Zone with the thing on the wing.
I think we should have Dave do this and have a hidden camera and just see how it goes.
Tag Dave is totally Tucker, aka Randy Moss.
It's time for your white ass to be a.
For you in your world, my golden suit of armor.
Snakes on a plane.
Fuck your
This is
stowaway
Black Snake. I'm going
status.
home. Get out to see bitch. Everything about that story is funny.
Eat
What's not
shit
funny
and die.
is the control that this lady has. Oh, you're like, don't make me stop.
Oh, you're a resident of Motel Hell. They didn't tell you.
If we didn't laugh at this, we would use our remaining firearms and place them promptly.
You've already hit me enough times.
And they're very.
You fucking hit me again.
She's a light packer, though.
I'll still survive.
Can I get some soda to wash down this delicious first class lunch?
You guys jack off and fuck diet soda.
Got to get first class because I gotta get my carry on first from the AR-15 50 cal. You can't fit that shit in the Samsonite, bitch.
Another plane outside the
Commercial flights are for dorks.
greatly outnumbered.
The sugar.
Listen,
If I can get that bag with insulin needles, you best be ready to pack a bag carrying my foot. I don't.
Better watch out, motherfucker.
And that ain't gonna happen.
And you know what? Once you take the foot, I'm below my BMI weight, so the irony is not lost on my ass. Can I see, bitch? Woo. Okay.
This one's going to Denver. It's going to Florida.
Oh, where people go to escape into their
It's going to Marlboro.
Disney fuck.
I got a connecting flight to a private big ass shout.
I'm only going to be on one side.
You guys are gonna go to the island.
To Vietnam, let me get back to this. Okay. Fitz, now she's crazy, but so is former Vice President Joe Biden, right? Because he ran on a platform to ban all.
How is he former when you worship him as the current?
3 rounds because he thinks you need a double-barrel shotgun. By the way, semi-automatic is
They know.
one pull of a trigger. Bang, bang. I know you're not a gun guy, so I'll give you some. You can actually.
You guys all harassing a woman
but you're not like
makes y'all a bunch of no dicks.
That's true.
It's called castration.
Yeah, I've heard many go off. And I've also had many pulled on me in places I wasn't supposed to be.
Tag chain jerkers.
Well, it
shouldn't be Sunday.
No. Well, especially.
I get it. Indian Village needs some entertainment in the lockdown too.
Well, they didn't have their own
Few
sex
Polish gays in
lives,
Detroit got that.
so they were voyeuristically
This is what's
spying.
in the bill. This bill from Sheila Jackson.
Polish, by the way, is not their ethnicity.
Here's in the bill. A database
Tag Joe
nationwide
Polish.
for licensing
Piranha
possession of firearms
marketing.
and ammunition would be made accessible to law enforcement and the public. So there you go. Antifa, Black Lives Matter can know where all the
Are
gun
you sure
owners
it's not
live.
Anita Bryant?
It was the
I still
ammunition
don't
as
know
well.
what
The
Antifa
ammunition.
If you
is.
buy
So if you
ammunition,
buy a firearm and you buy ammunition, you will be put on a public registry that everyone could access. You go, no, Dave,
But you got game bullets.
First class and
You
all
guys
the way
just make them out of
around.
shit.
sex offenders
and
have more
Bitcoin.
privacy than you would if you were honest.
I'm not worried.
Not for me.
Well, I've never been.
You're quite wily.
I ding dong did
I've
sex
never even
offenders.
gone to jail.
I'm a vigilante.
I've been a mother, a grandmother, and a business owner, and you guys already know that.
Black Lives Matter tea.
Yes.
Serial numbers.
I do understand seeing through your tank top how
They
this
know
will come
every
back to
piece
bite
of
you, but
fuck bullshit
I
you
feel
all
about
bought.
I like you.
So your employees who don't like you, if you're a business owner, your
You are
neighbors,
not
the cameras
my
of the world, you've
employees.
seen people dragged out and cuffed.
If anything,
They're
you're
walking on
guilty
dogs in countries with
people
lockdowns.
impersonating
What do you think
independent
is going to happen
contractors.
when moms demand action, know that they live next
Tag
door
mad
to a
with
revolver
Katie Brody.
owner and it's public?
In the
But it's
vacant
also like a
house
list
at
of
20
crimes
Royal,
to go, okay, well, maybe
where they pull off terroristic assassination attempts
Right.
on animals
They might as well
and
just tell you
humans.
where you keep them.
Tag killing my
Like how
cat.
hard it would be for you to get the combination and protect your family. They're like, we got
And how long before you need to recharge your Ring doorbell battery?
Yes. Well, and for everybody who out there saying, well,
Oh,
people have better things
that
to do
was
to
an
worry about
attempt
than
over a year and a half
exposed
ago.
for donating to the Republican Party and
Tag
pressure being
puff
applied
paint.
that they get fired or have to step down from their positions of leadership in companies. They don't have better things to do.
No, they don't have that.
right until it turned out to
Oh,
be
we
half
do.
of Beverly
Stay
Hills.
alive.
You're like, oh, we didn't know.
You need to go to Hotel California and Motel Hell. Oh,
So this is also in the bill. Again, we have it at
you
Louder
can't even say my name. You're so ignorant.
This is, I believe, from page 416. I have it in front of me here. Obtaining a license for a firearm, by the way.
Wow.
You would require a psychological evaluation involving members of your household
Well,
and
then
here's
cough up
and any
my
ex-spouses.
father,
This is what they
the
say.
assistant chief of
Okay,
police,
first off, I don't agree with
because I
some
never
general
had to purchase
generic
a
psych
bullet
evaluation
or a
questions
gun.
determining the evaluation. If you need an Ambien to sleep or if you need a Xanax, can you not
No,
own a
don't
firearm?
use them.
But let's say, okay, because
Oh, you
know
can pill
what's
junkies,
their centrist. Okay, let's say it was a centrist point of view to pass
Voice
a
is going up in a
psych
pitch to you,
Let's
Rob.
even say
My brother.
that some people might believe it's sensible for you to be able to protect yourself from criminals, violent criminals, and rioters in your neighborhood. That this psych evaluation would require members
You
of
mean
your
squatters
family
in North County.
At a certain point, they're still shoehorning in ex-spouses.
works.
But how about
You have no
This
right
is
to
a
claim
sentence
that.
you've never heard. I'm a wonderful person. Just ask my ex-wife.
Exactly. Right, Stephen, you would fail on this. Stephen, do you feel like people are out to get you?
Yeah, I
That
know.
would be a common question. You
get
can
that
answer,
question, and I
you
was
can answer yes.
This is getting
Honestly,
close to home because Gerald knows that.
Well,
at one point I was
because
almost
his family's involved in mafia
And the
hits
question was, you
in
can-
St. Louis, Missouri.
I had just gotten off the phone with the FBI. The entire country.
They're horse thieves from Spanish Lake.
And they asked me, do you feel the constant pressure to perform as though everyone's watching you?
Are your sister's tits on the ground yet?
See this? It's my nightmare. It's not gonna work.
But even getting asked that question.
Does she even have eyebrows?
Role in that question. I feel like you're kind of out to get me.
Right? Yeah. Exactly. It does seem. And
Does my brother even breathe anymore? Or is he just a worm?
Here's the mate.
Do you feel that? Do you feel that people might hurt you? Yeah, that's why.
You guys all tried to kill me.
That's kind of the
What do you want me to do, roll over?
Do you know karate? Have you thought about karate?
You mean my foot through your body? You guys are all teasing about having to pull something out of somebody's body. You can't have an original thought. I'm the algorithm. I'm a human being, but I don't lie. They use me as a human lie detector, you fuckheads.
We have the PDF. I think.
That's because you guys all made a conspiracy. It's not a comedy show. It's a shit fest.
Oh my gosh! You know what they might ban you for is implying that she resembles. That's what they say.
Yes.
It's a mutable characteristic.
That's because my hair's on top of my head.
What do you
I don't
want
say
her,
that about Kerry Washington.
What do you want her to do since she lost her job?
You can't lose a self-employment skilled status of your life unless they kill off your friends. Tag it.
You have to submit a notice to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms.
You know your new tax requirements.
Notify the Attorney General when a woman wants to loan a firearm. If you want to do that, there'd be mandatory 24-hour training for obtaining a gun license. There'd be an annual $800 gun insurance fee required. An additional license for
Tag
military
runners
style weapons.
insurance.
You actually know the assault weapons ban. It just means a pistol grip versus a vertical grip. And by the way, Joe Biden thinks
These are
anything
marketing
that is an
whores.
elbow-fired shotgun is a military style assault weapon. A ban on 10-round magazines, ban on 50 cal, which is just so because she thinks that's an AR-15. So try and fit it in. Like she's just like trying to fit in. Like it won't fit. The bullet will not fit. That's a round and that's the wrong gun.
It's not allowed.
You said you best not be sitting in first class. That's massive. Does this one have comfort penalties? You know what the penalties are? $5,000 to $7,000. $5,000 to $7,000. This is the, who does this hurt the most? Look, where are police response times? In Detroit. Where are people not able to afford private jets like John Kerry or security details?
Tag people
like
stealing
she
my
does?
social security
And
number.
so they're
Claiming welfare.
Namely,
Because they ain't got no money.
betrayal is what is once been
They need that
referred to as the
secret
baby
chat.
boomers. This will
What
never
about a
protect
charity?
the most
What about St.
most
Jude's?
vulnerable among us. This bill, if you were to craft a
Catholics
bill
love
to
that.
guarantee
Cursing Saint
that
thing.
women, black women in inner cities have
Tag
no
Joan
defense
Arc
from
or David
would-be
Wilcock.
rapists, you'd be hard pressed to create something better than this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tag, you're
By the
a
way,
big
it's gonna
fucking
be like the
asshole.
Capitol building on January 6th if they would have felt better if they had had a sidearm weapon because the
Tag,
Capitol
you should have
police were
stopped
over
while
the
you were
gun.
ahead.
You don't even have to go to the country to
Little.
worry about response time. Just go to downtown
Color
LA during
boy.
the riots this summer when the police basically left entire areas in New York and Chicago and Portland and Seattle.
Every place but St. Louis where they threw the Glock.
That's what the cops are for. Have you ever had a situation where the cops didn't show up immediately? Like, because have you ever had, like, what do you think just happened? Like, oh my God, someone's in my house. You're just going to show up like, well, you should have had a 45, dum-dum.
Tag your video game when they come
Leave
from
it
the
in 3 to 5
walls.
minutes. Good luck.
Like Reginald Denny, who's now a Penguin Wrangler in the Arctic.
I had given more than before me. I
You
would
think
be free to withdraw my
Rambo-
men.
No, Red.
They-
He was
Already upon the truck.
These assholes
What's right? Forget
are blowing off their stress as their own blood
This is
types.
something. Look, we can't afford security details. Okay,
Little mentally
we can't
fucked
afford
up.
it. I can't afford
Kind of like
partnership.
bees.
Usually fight.
They got a little too much O in them. They
I
fucking
can't
stink.
afford-
usually steal for.
They're sick as hell.
I can't afford.
You
private
can't
security
afford
details.
to even speak out loud.
You shall
This
be
is
one of us.
These
Never
these
shall I
folks are
serve
so
a
out of
tyrant
touch,
or
they don't
betray
understand
my
how the rest
native
of
land.
America lives. You
We shall
only
fight
can
you
do
to the
that
end until
when
we
they
have
made some
regained
kind of
Hurry up,
reason to
faggot.
walk or
Take
to
your men and
convince
retreat
you
at
that
once,
Trump was a
tyrant.
white supremacist.
We
Why
shall
do you
destroy
think
you,
there
each
was
and every
lower
one of
blood
you.
under Donald Trump than ever before? Why do you think there was lower violence until the riots? Because
Say goodbye.
for as bombastic as he is, he's too bombastic to be paying attention to
Out
color.
of it, back it.
He's out
Back it here. With these hands, bloody tyrant, I shall crush the breath from your monster's body. After him! I want him alive!
Lady Chief, your allies have fled. They refuse to join you and your men in the attack on Prince Vanda.
Ah, well, you must go alone against them, and in single combat.
Ho, ho, ho! Send out your strongest man to meet me in single combat. Ha!
Come, my young braggart who shouts so loudly. I am ready to meet you in single combat.
You are too old and feeble. You are no match for me. Go home, old man.
You must first kill a falcon young man before you bind him.
You are afraid to fight. And now I shall show you no mercy, old one.
Up, you young braggart! Up! Your strength is great. Hold, my brave young warrior.
They're having a naked mud wrestling contest. We're gonna leave them alone.
Why did you not kill me when you could, old man? I would have shown you no mercy were I in your place.
Be not so fiery, my wise unbroken coat. Tell me your name.
His name's Mud. Okay, bitches. I hope you enjoyed something or learned something. Or maybe thought about being honest for once.